Ronald Klein is leaving in the midst of the classified documents crisis, and Jeff Zients is appointed as President Joe Biden's new chief of staff. Ronald Klein's upcoming departure results in the promotion of Jeffrey Zients to chief of staff for President Joe Biden. Next month, the former White House COVID-19 response coordinator will start his new position as the vice president's right-hand man. The news coincides with Klein's announcement that he will step down in the coming weeks as the president faces increasing pressure over allegations that he improperly removed and stored sensitive White House records in his home and think tank offices. It appears the longtime advisor will leave the White House following the president's State of the Union address on February 7, since Klein notified Biden of his intentions. Prior to the midterm elections, the chief of staff announced publicly that he intended to depart the government because the job can be demanding. Authorities told CNN due to his decades-long professional friendship with Biden, Klein has played a significant role in the White House. Some have said that he was persuaded to stay longer than he had originally intended. After directing the administration's reaction to the pandemic and in charge of the vaccination program, Zients, who spent the majority of his career in the private sector, left the White House in April. He rejoined Biden's team in the fall to assist Klein in getting ready for a staff transition following the midterms. People with knowledge of the situation told the Washington Post that Klein has been giving Zients several projects in recent weeks, which some have seen as training for him to assume the senior position. Klein invited White House officials to cake on Friday to commemorate the second anniversary of Biden's inauguration as president, but she made no mention of the administration's ongoing document issue or of Biden's impending departure. At the halfway point of the president and vice president's terms, Klein stated in an email to staff members, "We celebrate not only what was accomplished, but how it was accomplished, through cooperation, collaboration, mutual respect, and a lot of hard work." As members of the most brilliant and diverse White House staff ever, this team performed so many historic things, and they did them in historic fashion. After keeping quiet for 2 months about the discovery of secret documents at a Washington, D.C. think tank, Biden and his administration are now attacking and attempting to deflect criticism by asserting they followed all the rules. Just days before the November midterm elections, a Biden attorney notified the National Archives of the documents discovered in the Penn Biden Center. However, CBS News only broke the story last week, and on January 12 it was announced that even additional records had been discovered in Biden's garage at his Delaware residence. Since then, the White House has come under fire for their lack of transparency, and a special counsel is currently looking into how Biden handled files. The president and White House have shown a glaring lack of concern for the matter. Most recently, Biden yelled at reporters for trying to follow up on information related to the controversy. When a reporter questioned Biden about the sensitive files scandal on Thursday night during a climate change discussion, he responded that the media's questioning bugs him since we have serious problems here we're talking about. The American public, he continued, doesn't completely understand why you don't ask me questions about that. Despite his emotional response, he claimed he would speak up, opened the binder's first page, and began to read.
Biden is convinced he's a really tough guy, saying of Donald Trump, "If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him." Nobody guess with a Biden, he chuckled to a bewildered Florida mayor last year. Biden apparently convinced himself that his persona would be enough to intimidate the dictatorial, brutal, former KGB leader of Russia. Putin knows that when I am president of the United States, his days of tyranny, and trying to intimidate the United States and those in Eastern Europe, are over. During the Afghanistan withdrawal debacle, even Biden fans at the New Republic couldn't help roll their eyes and beg, "Drop the tough guy act, Joe." He's convinced everyone believes he's legendarily honest, I give you my word as a Biden. He's convinced everyone sees him as the salt of the earth, claiming other senators used to call him middle-class Joe. It wasn't meant as a compliment. The only person ever recorded referring to him as Biden, middle-class Joe, is Joe Biden. Biden speaks as if he's always trying to convince others, or perhaps himself, that he's tougher, smarter, more honest, more relatable, and just plain better than almost everyone else. In the end, Biden is as flawed as the next guy, and in fact probably worse. Thus, when Biden learned about the classified documents discovered at Mar-a-Lago, Biden had to believe he's nothing like Trump, and would never remove classified documents from secure government sites. Maybe Biden remembered taking those documents home, maybe he didn't. Either way, Biden couldn't admit that presidents and vice presidents deal with a lot of classified information, and papers can get misfiled or misplaced. Admitting such a flaw would interfere with his glorious self-image. So he shook his head in stern disapproval and asked how anyone could possibly be so irresponsible.